Hello, Speech 105 class. Today we're here to talk about nonverbal communication. What is nonverbal communication? It is defined as communication without the use of languages. It includes facial expressions, body movement, head movement, eye movement, everything that has to do with not speaking. That is nonverbal communication. There are many different types of expressions that you can use for nonverbal communication. In order for us to understand nonverbal communication, it's important to understand what communication is. Communication is always present. If you are alive, there is communication all around you. When you are trying to communicate with someone, whether it's verbally or non-verbally, communication is present if that individual is seeing you, if that individual is next to you. The only time when there is no communication and when there is a break between the sender and the receiver of the message, that is when communication is not present. When there's a disconnection, or in this case, death, is when communication is no longer present. Types of nonverbal communication. Facial expressions. You can roll your eyes to one side to another. You can move your head one side to another. Hands, arms, body, posture. Every move you make with your body is a nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication makes up most of the communication. It is said it makes up 85% of the communication. I have a few examples for you, such as in the military, there's a lot of nonverbal communication. There's a lot of signs they use. For instance, when you put your fist out and you're out in the field, you're conducting an operation and you do something like this, you hold, that means hold, stop. If you put your index finger out and you make a circle, what that means is a rally point, and you point a direction, whether you're moving forward, one side or another, that means we're moving forward in this direction. Another very famous one is when you put two fingers out, you put it towards your eyes, and then you direct your fingers toward a direction. What that means is look that way. Those are some of the military movements, or in this case nonverbal communication signs that are used for operation success. There are more, of course, examples such as little kids. I have 4 children. In particular, I have a 2-year-old that her nonverbal communication makes up most of her communication. She's learning how to speak, so she has all these different signs she makes, whether she's pointing at things, whether she's crying, whether she's pulling me or her mommy, trying to tell us to take her somewhere or to give her something. So her nonverbal communication is very, very high. She has this funny move where she tends to roll her eyes to one side to another just to make a little joke out of things. People really like that. When you are presenting a topic, when you have an audience in front of you, everything you do with your body and your movements must be connected with what you're saying verbally. If that is not the case, you will have a disconnection. And too much movement can actually lead to distraction. For example, if you're moving forward and back at a rapid pace, or if you're making too many hand signals, you're talking pretty much with your hands, you're using your hands to make a lot of the nonverbal communication, it becomes very distracting to the audience, so you need to be careful with that. You need to be careful with things like putting your hands in your pockets. You need to be relaxed, but at the same time, you need to show confidence. You need to have the right posture. You need to have the right eye movement. You need to connect with the audience. You need to make eye contact. That is very, very important. To have the audience feel that connection with you so they can understand your message and your message can be perceived the way you want it to be perceived. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. That's what the famous Peter F. Drucker says. So, what isn't said? What isn't said? Your movements, too much movement, your body posture, that is what the audience is reading, so you need to be careful. And he has some examples such as eye contact. You have to make sure you do the correct eye contact. Facial expression, tone of voice, and your body posture. Those are very, very important things to keep in mind so you can connect with your audience the proper way. Well, that is a very brief description on nonverbal communication. I hope it helps a lot of you. It certainly has helped me to communicate better verbally and non-verbally. Good luck.